Welcome. A couple of minutes late, that was my fault. I was looking for a link which Paul shared earlier last week sometime about earnest money deposits and how they can be collected now and transferred via a smartphone app. It's called earnest.com. I just posted it on the 5-Star Connect page under my Help Us, Help You headline for today. That's been one of the questions that has been at the forefront for actually several years as we have grown beyond metropolitan markets of, let's say, Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo, even Muskegon. When we've gone out farther than that, we find that collecting earnest deposits is a bit of a challenge. They have to be mailed in or hand delivered from, a remote location and that may be some distance to the agent's office or to a bank. So that is one way that we're responding to the agents and trying to make their lives easier and our consumers' lives easier by providing this link to earnest.com, which will allow them to transfer their funds, earnest deposit funds. If, for example, you write an offer and they're on it, and then they leave home to go back home, how do you get their earnest deposit? Well, right now, all you can do is either collect it at the time of the offer, which is a good idea, or when they get notification that their offer has been accepted, that's an opportunity for them to use this particularly if they've left and gone back home, or maybe they just find it more convenient. So that's one of the ways that we're responding to some of the concerns, some of the roadblocks that agents are encountering. Now, I'm going to go through a few of more. Bev Borman last week asked, do we have a vision statement for the company? And the answer is yes, there has been, actually, since I've been with the company for 8 years, there have been a number of vision statements written, but as Bev pointed out, the one that she was referring to with the Big Joe chair company was very succinct. I think it was 3 sentences of 2 or 3 words each. Very succinct. And that's what we want to get to. And we're working toward that. I want you all to stay tuned because the things that we're working on as a management group are involve all of these things. How can we make the agent experience at 5-Star better than it is today and better than any other real estate broker out there? For example, a couple of weeks ago, I shared the 5-Star link tree where you could click on various topics, whether it was 5-Star apparel or 5-Star, how to order 5-Star business cards, the resource center that has all manner of documents and videos in it. And this link tree has all of those links in there together, which is a great first step, but it's not the place we want to get to. It would be ideal if we had one website and one click away is any of that information that you want to resource. So we're creating this with the help of a management consultant, a team consultant, and I hope that you'll like what you see. It may take a few months. Don't expect it tomorrow because it is very complex. But there are a lot of things that we see ways that we can help agents either earn more money or make the money they earn easier to make. So So hang tight. I want to, I'm just looking at some of the comments. Tracy Gresham says that she thinks a great idea would be to have an admin at the Spring Lake office so signs and marketing materials can be shipped there, plus EMDs and closing packages can be collected there. I'll certainly pass that along to the management team. Provide templates for commonly sent emails, i.e. congratulations, you're under contract, here's what you can expect next. Great idea. I think it's an awesome idea. Whether you are working with a listing or a buyer, they want to know what the next steps are. And historically, I have explained it to them verbally. But I think to have an actual checklist of here's what's going to happen next is a great idea, and I will definitely pass that on. This is exactly what today's session should be, I hope. This is what my intention was. Provide additional content for agents to use on their social media and in their newsletters like market stats, real estate news, etc. Again, another great idea. And I'm going to pass it on. I think that one of the resources we have has the ability to do that. And again, you'd have to go to the link tree to find out exactly where it is. But it will allow you to send out emails or letterhead, letters, postcards, all sorts of things. But I agree with you. I think that sending e-bursts out to our email database, as well as use it on social media, real estate news. Inman is a great source for real estate news, and you can share their articles. So I would suggest for the time being that you Google places like Inman News and Realtor.com and so on. I've very often pulled those articles and rebroadcast them on my own Facebook business page, as well as on LinkedIn, for example, or on Twitter. They can be shared with all of your followers on LinkedIn. I have over 9,000 followers or connections on LinkedIn. So if I post something, there's the potential of 9,000 people seeing it. In addition to that, on LinkedIn, for example, I have, I'm a member of, I don't know how many groups, but the total population is well over 200,000. So if I'm posting to those groups, there are a lot of people that are seeing that article that I'm posting, even if I didn't write it. It was maybe written by Inman News and credited to Inman News and so on. So I encourage you to belong to groups like LinkedIn, have a Twitter account, Facebook page, all of those things. Monique Hansen says, my first thought as a new to the industry agent is I'd love a quick start training that explains how to go from prospect to client to contract to close for both the buyer and the seller side. It seems to me, Monique, that we have that, or we had it at some point. The question, and this is where our difficulty lies, our challenge lies, is putting it all in one place. And so if I'm going to, right now, I'm going to key or tag Kim Anderson, if I can, and Eric, and see if we have something like that. But if we don't, it's definitely something that we should have. I can't seem to tag Kim for some reason. I don't know why. But definitely, we'll pass these on. After I'm done here today, I'm going to actually print this off so that I can give everybody in our management meeting on Wednesday a copy of these things and say, here's what the agents are suggesting. And I think that will be really, really powerful in helping guide us to help you in your business. Searchable keyword searchable category. I'll get my mouth to work in just a minute. Hang on. I like a keyword searchable library. Always don't have time to watch videos, and I know there's good stuff in them. I feel bad asking a question that I know has been answered before. I like the trend updates from Greg and Paul and little tips to be more successful. Again, many of those, if not all of those, all of my sessions on Deal Doctor sessions have been saved and loaded into this video library that we have. We also have Get Curious, which are interviews with successful 5-star agents, and we also have Thoughts with Greg, some tips that he's given over the years. So all of those videos exist right now and can be sourced from that link tree that we provided here a couple of weeks ago. Let's see. Getting more quality leads. Again, great question or a great topic. I won't go into discussions that we're having, but I think that we all agree that our CRM process needs to be better. We need to have a better method for using the lead process that we have. We have one of the largest real estate companies in the state of Michigan. I think we're in the top 5. And if we're in the top 5 with over 550 agents, don't we have most of the listings, more listings than most any other company in the state? If we have the most listings out there, shouldn't we be getting the most leads? That's a really good question. We should be getting leads coming back to us from our own listings, and if we're not, we need to figure out why and how we go about doing them. Let's see, educational sessions 3 p.m. or after. I know Melinda Robinson does one at 6 o'clock every Monday. I do this one at 1 o'clock. I know that we've done some night classes with agents in the past, and the attendance has been small, but we will certainly consider doing it again. And if the attendance supports it, we'll continue to do it. We have nothing against doing classes in the evening. Social media marketing classes, great idea, because there is a lot of opportunity in social media that agents are not taking advantage of. They're using their personal Facebook page, for example, to promote themselves. And while that's not bad sometimes, the reason that people connect with you on Facebook, on your personal page, is because they like you. They're your friend, or they want to be your friend, or whatever. They know you. They don't want to be bombarded with business messages. So occasionally, like maybe 1 out of 10 posts, can be about business. But if you're going to have a Facebook business presence, then you need to create your own Facebook business page. Twitter is, again, a great place to be to get a message out. And LinkedIn, as I mentioned, gives you the option of connecting with groups of real estate agents throughout an area. One of the groups on LinkedIn, for example, is Grand Rapids Rainmakers. It's the people who are moving and shaking out in the business world. And if you belong to that and post messages about real estate that are good, strong messages of new information or market stats or any of those sort of things, you're going to find out that you get really good results. I was sitting at my desk one day about 10 years ago, and I had been on LinkedIn, and I had several thousand followers at that point, and I posted an article that I wrote. And about 15 minutes later, my phone rang, and I answered it, and he said, "Is this Don Phelan?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, I have a house to sell in Grand Rapids, and I'd like you to sell it for me. And I said, "Okay." It turned out that the house was like $600,000. It was his mother's house. And I said, as I often do, "I'm just curious how you happened to get my name." And he said, "I got your name from the article that you posted 15 minutes ago on LinkedIn." He said, "I read the article," and I said, "That's the guy I want to hire to sell my mother's house." Now, you don't have to do the math to figure out how much that 15-minute or that article that I posted 15 minutes ago was worth. If you do that consistently, you're going to find that you're going to get business. But again, there are a lot of really good social marketing. A lot of our agents are great at social marketing, social media marketing. And I encourage, I would love to see us do a seminar, a company meeting of some sort, whether it's Zoom or whatever, and talk about what agents are doing to be successful in social marketing. Let's see. Mary says, Dotloop and other sites to cross-reference forms by association and not just the official title of the document. Yes, Mary, you're absolutely right. That is a real challenge. We are trying to do exactly that. The challenge that we face is that when we don't put the official title of the document, everybody has a different lingo for that particular document. For example, the delayed offers addendum. Well, that's not the title of it, but that's the way everybody thinks of it. Unfortunately, it is so very close to the delayed submission addendum. And so it's really challenging to try to find the right name, but we're working on it, and it's great. It's a great comment. Let's see. Specific buyer agency form, quote, agreeing to pay the fee regardless of agency. We have the compensation agreement. I think that would work. We also have the easy out buyer agency contract, and we have the 2-page buyer agency contract, which you stipulate what the commission is as well as the broker admin fee. I use the 2-page because I can stipulate what commission I'm going to be paid to help someone go buy a house. The easy out form simply says that the buyer's agent is going to get paid whatever the listing agent is offering as a co-brokerage fee. And again, trouble finding forms, yes, we're working very hard to get everything so that it's searchable by keyword. And as you can imagine, that is a real challenge. What else do we have here? Have we had any additions? I don't see any. Okay. So, If you do find that you have more thoughts about this, more ideas, please add them, because we're going to consider everything as we go down this path of trying to build out the best agent experience possible. We are adding new people, which will help us direct your questions. If it, for example, last week I got a call about commercial. I'm not a commercial expert, except when it comes to land for retail and banking and fast food. That's all I do with commercial land. It's a niche. It has I have very specific reasons for being in that aspect of the commercial business. I don't do anything like selling delicatessens or convenience stores or leases or anything like that. But there are people in our company who do, and they're very knowledgeable. So if you have questions about that, if you want to break into the commercial business, for example, getting a commercial mentor would be a really big help, to have somebody that you can reference for a year or two, obviously work something out in terms of a commission or a referral fee. If it happens to be a question that that Eric and I or Paul or Doug or Kim can answer, we'll be happy to do that. But very often commercial is very, very made up of niches. Very few commercial agents cover everything in commercial. They have their own thing that they do, and they focus on that. They generally don't do everything. Even the larger companies, within them, they will have people who do nothing but apartment complexes, others who do leases for malls and retail space, and so on. It's a compartmentalized business. So I hope that helps a little bit. As always, Eric and I and Kim and Doug and Paul, Greg, we're all here to help you. And we're going to continue to work at, I want to just mention one thing too. One of our agents who said something about Michelle. Evening education opportunities. Again, I think that's a great idea, and if we can get the participation available for evening sessions, we're certainly happy to do that. But I would also encourage you to go to the Linktree and review all of the videos that have been created by Greg and myself and the agents who are in the business in the Get Curious category. And there is a wealth of information in there. It's just a ton of stuff. So that might be a good start. And then I will, again, present that idea of doing something in the evening to our management staff and see what we can work out. Okay? Because I know that you're not the only one in that situation, that you work during the day and evening would be a better time for you. So I hope that helps you. Again, if there's more we can do to help you, now's the time to tell us, because we're in the process of building a more powerful package for our agents. So thanks for joining, and I will see you next week.